Hello from Topeka. I'm Marley Carpenter, your KSCPA lobbyist. The Kansas legislature adjourned the regular part of the 2024 legislative session about 2:30 on Saturday morning after voting to suspend the midnight rules and continue their work. Before leaving for their 3-week spring break, lawmakers spent several long days and nights in conference committees on the floor and approving bills to send to the governor's desk. First adjournment is key in passing a budget is one of the necessary items. When legislators return for veto session on April 29th, they will receive their consensus revenue estimating group's new revenue projections and can make adjustments in the omnibus budget at that time. Sine die, which is the last day of session, has been set for April 30th, leaving only 2 days for veto overrides and to wrap up outstanding conference committee reports. Shortly before adjourning Saturday morning, the legislature approved the 5th version of a mega tax bill, and it is now on their way to Governor Kelly's desk. On Wednesday, legislators agreed to what looked like to be something Governor Kelly would sign, despite critics on both sides of the aisle calling it tax relief for the rich. That plan passed the Senate with near unanimous vote, but was rejected by the House and sent back to conference committee on Thursday. The final agreement that passed Saturday morning does the following. It lowers the top income tax rate from 5.7% to 5.55% for single filers, and this lowers the second rate from 5.25% to 5.15% for single filers earning up to $15,000. The bill also eliminates the bottom tax bracket. The bill fully eliminates the income tax on Social Security benefits. It accelerates the full elimination of the sales tax on food to July 1, 2024. It reduces the statewide mill levy from 20 mills to 19.5 mills. It increases the residential property tax exemption from the mill rate from $42,000 to $100,000. The bill increases the property tax exemption from single filers from $2,250 to $9,160 and increases the exemption for dependents to $2,320. It also increases the standard deduction by 3%, making it $3,605 for single filers. Finally, the bill abolishes the local ad valorem tax reduction fund as well as the city and county revenue sharing fund. Despite having passed the bill unanimously, the Senate passed it with a vote of 24 to 9. It appears no one is 100% thrilled with the final proposal. However, it allows legislators to go home to their constituents with a tax vote in an important election year. The bill is estimated to cost the state roughly $1.5 billion over 3 years. Governor Kelly has publicly asked for a lower fiscal note, so it's unclear as to whether she'll sign it or whether the legislature can override the veto if she vetoes it. The Tax Conference Committee also reached agreement on 4 other packages. 3 of those bills were approved by the legislature and are headed to Governor Kelly's desk. The first, Senate Bill 410, is a package of non-controversial changes in current law dealing mainly with income and property tax. The bill does include the necessary SALT parity clarification changes. It provides for a subtraction modification for certain net operating losses, modifies disallowance business interest deduction, reduces penalties for late remittance of withholding tax, and extends the single city port authority income tax credit. There are several additional property tax items in that bill as well. House Bill 2098 grants sales tax exemptions for telecommunication machinery and equipment, custom meat processing services, and purchases made by several nonprofits in Kansas. The bill also contains several additional provisions. Senate Bill 2465 increases the state's adoption tax credit and provides a tax credit for contributions made to pregnancy resource centers and resident maternity facilities. House Bill 2096, however, was rejected by the House for combining property tax cuts for veterans and seniors with 2 more controversial provisions that are not popular with legislators or the administration. The bill was sent back to conference committee for possible reconsideration during veto session. Several additional bills are on their way to the governor's desk, including House Bill 2570, which cuts the unemployment insurance rates and increases the weeks of temporary benefits. Senate Bill 467 that makes permanent the Star Bonds Food Sales Tax Replacement Fund and allows Star Bonds projects for historical theaters. There are several bills that are expected to have additional debate during veto session. Senate Bill 96 deals with childcare and establishes and updates the law regarding child care centers, home care centers, and establishes the Office of Early Childhood. The third-party litigation bill, House Bill 2070, has been agreed to in conference committee and is awaiting action during veto session. In addition, the foreign land bill, Senate Bill 172, which restricts the purchase of foreign land by foreign adversaries within 100 miles of military installations, was sent back to conference committee for further consideration. The film tax credit bill, House Bill 2097, enacts the Film and Digital Media Production Development Act and creates a non-refundable income tax credit and sales tax exemption for qualifying film production activities. We expect action on these items during veto session. If you have any questions about any of these bills, please contact myself or Danielle at the KSCPA office. Thanks so much and have a great week.